Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us there's nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly.
Makes you want to dance.
That before the white man gained entry to the east, he was living.
I know there's some white folks that love this song.
A ravenous beast, eating
juniper root and eating flesh raw.
Till God sent Moses.
We'll play the song in its entirety at the end. We'll open up the lines. And now the crickets come loud. Anyway, Empress Elegy, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, Brother Lance. I'm doing well. How are you? How's everything going?
Everything's going smooth. I got some good footage for everybody. I was out in the world, out and about. I'm going to put up one tonight after this particular show. And this, I'll tell them I was at this nice restaurant. And I'll start it off this way, where I was in a booth. And the people behind me on the other booth, they were having a really crazy conversation about relationships. They were a little younger. I'd say like about in the late 20s, middle 20s, whatever, but very mature. And they were going at it. I was like, this is just too good. And, you know, the few people that were there, they're like, listen, I know you want to go over there and shoot them. Not shoot them with a gun, but shoot them with the camera. So please don't try to, you know, flag me and ban me now because they're saying hate speech and all this stuff. So I went over there and said, listen, I do YouTube. This conversation that you're having is phenomenal. Listen, I got my stuff with me. Would you mind sharing some of this stuff? No problem. Right. So for 20-something minutes, I had the camera stuck in their face. They were talking about polyamory, relationships, cheating, really, faithfulness, the age thing, the situational thing, and they were getting raw, but not in a way. They were good folks, and they weren't getting raw in a way. So, oh my God, this is just so disgusting. I have to leave this place. No, it was like everybody was perking up their ear and it was like, hee, like just saying some truth. Wow. So you got the visuals. It was just something different. But the more and more I have more free time and the more and more I get out in the world, I keep my stuff with me, and we on a spontaneity level, we capture stuff like that. So it just kind of gave a spark inside of me. Also, I was by the Accra Mall today. And Lazea 75, it was by chance. Right. Let's talk about that. That's crazy.
That was something else.
Exactly. So, you know, we know each other from before. We've seen each other, follow each other, and stuff like that, but we never had any communication. I think I gave her a couple of super chats or whatever just for the support. But I see her doing videos, and she's walking down some of the same streets that I do here in Accra. And actually, there's more footage of a group that's here in Accra that want to help Black Americans, Africans who are American, who are an American. Right. I don't want to put those two words together the way they do. And they asked me to come down to meet everybody and to record it. I said, okay, cool. And I can put this on YouTube? No problem, because we weren't really speaking about the detailed plans of the group of which I'm in. But this is something that could help so many people to get the real deal about like citizenship and moving here and certain options. And one thing that they brought up, and I'm going to get on with that other story. One thing that they brought up was that, like, why can't we be accepted as a tribe Wise, what's up, Wise? What's going on, brother?
Right.
Yes, we go back to back 70s and beyond. What's going on, my brother? We definitely have to, I gotta get you on, man. Yeah.
Who are we looking at, sir? Is that on Facebook?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's on Facebook, but they don't see you on. Yeah. I'll put his I can put it up. Yeah, I didn't see him. You see him there? It says nice. That's from Facebook. But you need to come on the YouTube so you can vibe with everybody. And I will have you greet everybody. The screen is up on that side. I'm looking in the camera this side. So don't think we're being rude to everybody. We're going to greet you. I just want to get these kind of stories out. So when we have a new show come on, the new people, they're just giving shout outs and roll calls. We don't feel welcome. So we get it. Yeah, hello, everyone. Hi. So
I'm actually typing as you're talking.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, yes, brother Wise. Yeah. So, anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah.
Hello, brother Wise.
Yes. One of the brothers who was there, who we all clicked. We all clicked at this thing. So we're in the Accra Mall. We're in the food court, but they have some pretty classy restaurants. They have little dividers where you sit within where the restaurant wants you to sit. So we're all sitting there, maybe 20 of us, 18 of us, right around in there, because some came and some left. Some were there before I got there. And the woman who runs it, Nana Gwen, she's the one who has the YouTube channel. I want to get her a specific YouTube channel, and I'll put it down in the description area to really so you can go there and subscribe. She's a wonderful person, and she's organized. She's gritty too. She just happened to get a little older, but she's that gritty person who's like, yo, I ain't taking no sugar honey iced tea, right? So
exactly.
We had different people.
Her.
Yeah. So we had the different people speaking, and one of the brothers who was there, he was like, listen, why can't we be our own tribe, not to be separate from the African brothers and sisters who were born here, right? But really and truly that we are acknowledged for what we bring to the table, because even though slavery was terrible, lots of times when Black people from America come to Africa, whatever country you choose, we usually strip ourselves of our identity, our culture, our music to fit in, but we don't get respected in trying to fit in. You know what I mean? And there's other things that I can say. And I'll say this, human nature is in full force over the whole planet Earth. So everybody is not going to be sincere. Everybody is not going to like you, no matter where you go. And I'm not saying this is a severe thing, like I have some secret that I'm hiding, but there are differences and there are perceptions. And I'm going to say two things and get it out of the off of the table. There are many people who are born and raised here who feel that we're coming here, maybe taking their jobs, which most who come are not looking for a job. And if they have their own business, they may employ those here. But the perception is that you're taking something. Yet in the government, they say, well, come on home. Come on home. We got this, we got that. But they don't really move their feet as fast. And you'll see this on the thing. And I'm not condemning here because I love it. The weather, everything, if you know how you want to live, and you got your connections to get the stuff that you want from the States that you're used to, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to strip yourself of any identity. And what was brought up also is that they don't say anything to the Chinese who come here and have a little area where they have their culture, their foods, their restaurants. They don't say anything to the Lebanese who come here, who have their culture, their restaurants, their little clubs. And it's the same in New York City. Being born and raised in New York City, you're exposed to so much. You're exposed to every nationality, every culture. I don't care if it's a tiny culture, you will have 2 blocks or 3 blocks where they have their little enclave, right? So us coming here as stolen Africans, well, we gained and we garnered certain things that weren't here originally, but it fits in because we're tied. The thing is, it's one root, one trunk with many branches. The branch that we come from, accept it because that's part of you as a distant brother or sister, distant cousin, whichever way you want to say it. So why can't we have a little area where collectively we have our businesses, where we have a fried chicken spot for those who eat, New York hip hop, a little club over there where there's another little club or the same one that we can have a different type of night from, some cooking from down south, soul food, Louisiana type stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff from the Midwest, just different cultural things represented in this area, which may not be 2 blocks. It might be a couple of miles. It might be 3 or 4 miles where you feel like, man, I'm back home where I was born, but we know that this is home where we originated from, right? So what's wrong with that? Because that's almost like when you go out of the spaceship and you have the oxygen mask on and you have your spacesuit. It keeps you connected to what you need, because we still need that. You know,
That's right.
If it wasn't for the internet, I probably would have been choked off a long time ago. No, I wouldn't say, oh, I want to come back, whatever. But the internet helps me to speak with people, to see back in America, to see and vibe in a very limited way. But I feel good being here. You know what I mean? But it's not that much of a shock here, but the government here needs to jump it up a little bit in what they promised. You know what I mean? I'm okay. I know how to live. I know what I'm doing. I know what with the projects that we're working on. I'm good. But we need to have a little more of that, so we make the transition easy for those. You know, and another thing I want to say on us, we need to stop hating on each other, y'all. How are we going to come out here and hate on each other? You know what I mean?
That's right.
You have people who have the intentions of doing business, but it's really a flexing thing. You know, like, yes, my business is this and I'm doing better than your business, but we all need each other. And yes, we can get with anybody who is already out here, who was born out here, but we understand each other more. We, you know, even if it's from the pain that we've been through, meaning that the police always tailing us, whether we did something wrong or not, but the mentality where they're the predator and we're the prey. You know, the system that's there in America just weighing us all down, and nobody's getting away from it. You may fool yourself and say you have a little more money, you're a little more affluent, but you're going to feel it. You're going to get that nigga wake up call eventually. You know what I mean? So why can't we use that as a unifying thing? Like when you see people that go to college or they go to fight in a war and join the service, or something traumatic or something very intense that you've been in for a couple of years or a short period of time where you finally got through it. You graduated or you came back home in one piece. There's a brotherhood and a sisterhood that comes from that, right? So why can't we use the bad experience and the trauma that we had as a binding force here in the new land where those things are off of our shoulders? Because I do not feel those tensions. I'm gonna use the analogy again, like when you were a little kid coming home from school in 3rd grade, 4th grade, and you're with your friends. It's not that much of a walk. PS 121 for me, you know, on 109th Avenue, 127th Street. And I'd walk home to 134th Street, right? I'm dropping names, right? Anyway.
Drop them all. I'm
Cam's
sure there's
Kitchen.
a lot of people that remember.
Cam's Kitchen. So, you know, you're walking home and you're with your friends, you're laughing, you're talking, but there's a bunch of books inside that bag, right? But you don't realize it because you're having a good time. When you come home and put that bag down on your bed or on the floor or on the chair, you're like, yo, what's up? This thing, you know, this is a heavy bag. So that's the way I feel here. You don't realize it until you're out of it. So there's a lot of things. Me coming here has extended my life, whatever way it extended my life, right? 20 years, 10 years, whatever way. I feel so much lighter, you know, and so much to the point where it's hard for me to get to sleep at night because I'm so enthusiastic. I'm freed up from allotting a certain amount of my time, like on defense, meaning that, okay, you're in the street, okay, I got to hold this phone a certain way. They may think it's a gun. No, I got to avoid this corner because they may try to round us all up and say we're all doing this. Oh, there's a little white lady coming down the street. She's going to be scared that I'm a big black man. You know, I mean, I don't give a damn really, but some people cross the street. Some people take the bass out their voice. Some people will be 7 foot tall and they hunch over because they don't want to seem so imposing. You know what I mean? So these are the things we don't have to deal with, or we know that we're going for a job and you're going to say what now?
Humpty, no, I think you said something. Died?
Who?
Humpty Hump.
What's up? What's up? People getting shot?
I don't know what the hell is going on.
Is this a trick? Is there an island they have all the rappers on?
I hope not, man.
Let me.
I mean, I hope so. Rather.
Right.
What?
Wow. But remember, you know, we're moving into this time period. And one thing, and I'm still going to finish this. 33 minutes ago. Yeah. Look, but he's 58 or 57 years old. I'm saying we say we know that's real young and everything like that, but it can happen any day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I say before. To get on that, and I'll get back to the other story since we're talking about that. I've already changed the title, whatever. RIP, you know, Humpty Hump. I put that in the title, so you know we're on it already, right? I don't know what happened. I'll read the story off. I'll go. TMZ always seems to get it. You know what I mean? The Daily Mirror always seems to get it.
Right.
The screen is behind my camera, so I'm going to have to turn my head a little bit. But before I say that, I'm going to say this again, and I always say this on different shows, right? That YouTube and all social media, but YouTube, it preserves your childhood and younger memories so much to the point that you can pop a video or click a video and you're back there. And you don't realize so much time has gone on because you feel like you're back at that time, right? When I watch an old Muhammad Ali fight, I remember where I was sitting on the edge of the couch, had the remote in my hand. We didn't have cell phones, we didn't have certain things, but I'm back there subconsciously when I'm watching it. But I'm 58 years old now, right? So the Thriller in Manila that was there when I was 8 years old, or a month shy of me turning 8, 7 years and 11 months, it takes me back there, right? Different sports, different songs remind you of different people, and it keeps this thing alive in your head, but we don't realize how the chronological time has moved on. So when we see something like that, no, it's moving. You know, of course, okay, I'm gonna say it this way. I'm not saying it because I'm saying we're old. We're not old. We got to get that out of our mind, but we are energy. We're energy, and this body will fall off. You got to understand that. And we're in this time period now. For those of us, like, okay, I'm 58. He's 57. You know, the Humpty dance is the dance, do the hump or whatever. You know, that's in your head. It's like he's forever there on a YouTube video. Yeah, I can click on this and watch him. But he's 57 years old. Do you think back in the day when he was younger that he's going to do that at 57? Not that he can't. All that stuff he had on, he could, and you'll believe it's him because you know it's him. But he's older, right? People know me from bodybuilding. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I'm going to go back and I'm going to, because I told you what I was going to do, right? But it's not to be thinking that I'm that guy who was 19 years old, you know, winning trophies and winning shows. So YouTube suspends us. It locks our subconscious and conscious mind in a state of suspension where if we want to see something, we can click it. Now we actually see that he has transitioned, and it hits us hard, especially when it's somebody or peers or something from our time period. If it's somebody 90 years old, you ain't identifying with that. But this one is what you say, damn, it could be me. So look for these things to happen more, but understand that, like my feeling, the energy never dies. Gosh. So I'm gonna read the thing off real quick off of so I'm gonna kind of
TMZ. Go ahead.
Shock G, famous for Digital Underground's hit song The Humpty Dance, and his work with Tupac Shakur is dead. The rap legend was found dead Thursday in a hotel room in Tampa. What's up in Florida? According to his father, Edward Racker. We're told the cause of death is unclear, but there were no signs of trauma. Shock's father says authorities will conduct an autopsy. Shock G was a lead singer for pioneering the hip hop group Digital Underground, and he gets into character as his alter ego, Humpty Hump, for the group's famous 1989 song and dance. Shock was also known for his collabs with Tupac. He's featured on Tupac's 1993 song, I Get Around. I'm going to be rocking that later on, right? And he was one of the pioneers.
I'm not laughing for that. But
no, I know. He was one of the pioneers or producers on Tupac's debut solo album, Tupacalypse Now. In fact, Shock G helped introduce Tupac to the music world. Pac was a member of Digital Underground when he appeared on the group's 1991 song and music video, same song for his published work. Shock G was born and raised on the East Coast, but he eventually settled in Oakland, where he formed Digital Underground in the late 1980s with Chopmaster J and Kenneth Water. In addition to his work with Tupac, Shock G produced songs for Dr. Dre, Prince, and KRS-One, just to name a few. Shock G was 57 years old. Rest in peace. Now, I want to say something too. When we were 13 years old, 14 years old,
rest in peace,
57 was ancient. It was like, man, you old. I mean, I remember being in elementary school. Somebody said they were 34 years old. Man, you old. This is all relative, and it might be my time soon or later, but we're all going to go through this. All I'm saying is recalibrate your mind and understand where our blip is on the radar screen. And yes, we can enjoy a video, but try to enjoy now, Because this time, what I'm realizing for me, and I realize that today more than ever, that this is another golden era for me. Like we had the golden era of hip hop back in the day, where like in the early 80s, we know it was coming around from the late 70s, but in the early 80s, middle 80s, come around with the Public Enemy, and before the corporate world got a hold of hip hop, there was still some good music back in the day in the 90s and the early 2000s. But that grip, the culture vultures had a grip on the music business and turned it around, especially for Black people, and morphed our culture, what we created. And like I always say, and if Wise Daniel's still here, he would say the same thing, and many of us who are in other cities. But I remember in New York City that in the early 80s, of course the late 70s, and all the time, but in the early 80s when hip hop was ours, right? Not just New York, I'm saying, but we had guys in different neighborhoods who made music, wrote music that weren't the top guys, but you can go on the radio station late at night and pick from 10, 11 different radio stations and hear some local hip hop that was good. There's certain songs I have in my head that I'll probably never be able to find on YouTube because either I don't know the name, but I always, one thing you should always do when you find a good song from a certain era and they suggest different songs, click on those songs if you don't know them. You might be, oh, that's the song I was waiting for. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was looking for a song from 1981. It wasn't hip hop. It wasn't a big hit, but it was by the girl's name was Yolanda something. It was ULLAN. Rock Me. Rock me, rock me, rock me the way you do. Dun, 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 dun. And I have a memory with this song because I was working at one of the stores, guarding the clothes on Liberty Avenue.
Oh my God!
This chick followed me home. I mean, I saw her walking by. She was always flirting with me, and she was walking behind me. She says, "What would you do if I came home with you?" I said, "Well, I can't promise what I won't do." Well, that kind of thing happened, and the song was playing in the back. And I remember stuff like that. But that was a song that wasn't so popular, so we have our own memories. So all I'm saying is that don't keep thinking about the past in a way where, those are the good old days, and every time somebody transitions, a piece of me goes. Yes, it does in a sense, but it's a reminder, but also know that you can create your own golden era right now. Like me being in Accra, Ghana, me doing certain projects. Yes, I'm getting closer to that time whenever my time comes, but damn it, I'm making a golden era, not only for me, but for everybody around me. Maybe people who are 40 years younger, who pick up on this and do. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm always actively shedding my past. I don't forget it, but I'm like, okay, I know that song from the time. I know that, but all of these things now, when people pass away, we should get stronger. Meaning that the same way back in the days when you had the fuse box, not the circuit breaker just pops, but the fuse box that if you put plugged in something that was too much power, it pulled on it. You had the washer and the dryer in the house, and it starts to change cycles. And the light bulbs and it dims, right? So I'm saying
or
to say
just blows the fuse, off the fuse altogether.
Exactly. So I'm saying that to say this, that let it be the opposite effect, that when somebody plugs out on this particular level, that we have more power, because I'm not saying they drained us, but now we need to know that we represent who they are because they can't tell our story. Like, I'd love to get Brother Wise on and talk about the neighborhood. I would love for him to get other brothers from the neighborhood and just tell it raw, and because now the young ones coming up, they may have heard stories and stuff like that, but now it's documented. Now we're telling it as it is, and we're reacting off of people that we grew up with. We need to get into that more, because if we're creating our own golden era, whatever it may be right now, it kind of shields us from that, because we're still producing something new that's active. That for me, with this platform and artwork and writing and videos, like today, I'm a bounce around. In contrast to us hearing this news, which I can't say is unfortunate, because this is a cycle of life, y'all. Like, how people sometimes, and it sounds corny,
but you know what, Brother Lance, it's the cycle of life, and I agree with you. But it just seems like we're only in April, right? And I feel like every month there's at least, it feels like every month there's at least two, three.
It seems like every week. You know what I mean?
But
it's a call to arms for me to be more of what I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? Now, me hearing this, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and cry my eyes out. I didn't know the brother, but there's a part of me that feels sad. Like,
right.
and not just that, like sad, like, oh, what's going on? Oh man, this is a war. Okay. My mind is racing, right? But look at it this way. We're all like sperm going toward that egg. Some get there faster, some fertilize the egg, some don't. Some fall off the wayside because they don't know their purpose. I'm one of them sperm. And we got to understand we are all who are here. We are the sperm that won. We are the sperm that won and got through. So we're all winners. So now we're in another race now. We're not racing anything. We should be more efficient in who we are. We have something, we have a head like the sperm, we don't have tails, we're wiggling. Some of us are wiggling it. The women are okay wiggling, but the men, I don't know about that, right? But we're all moving, we're all moving towards something, right? So what are we moving toward? What egg are you aimed at? We're all not aimed at the same egg. We have the egg maybe of me having this platform and doing some other things to contribute back to make life easier when they see the wisdom shared, or maybe they're sad and want to hear a funny story. Maybe Sister Miko might come on and put some truth down and help a sister out there. But we all have an egg. We have a head. We should be aiming towards something, whether we know it or not. Not just, well, you know, I'm just going to chill out. And yeah, you can chill out and relax or whatever have you. But when this happens, it's like there's an unplugging that goes on, and I have more power, not because I have power because he died. I have more power because he has unplugged. So my mission should get even more powerful in my focus. Okay, he's gone. I'm not saying he influenced me or this and that, but I know he's a brother. I know he had to go and feel other things that I had to feel in this world. So he broke through and he created something. He left somewhat of a legacy where it's on TMZ. Again, I'm not into the fame thing, but really and truly, how many people when they pass away are going to end up on TMZ? Again, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm just saying that, you know, not that we should live a life where we're looking for worldly fame, because you know what? You're important to your family and your inner circle, and that's where it should be first. Let them be the TMZ that reports your transition. To hell with the rest of the world as far as like the Illuminati and the Holly weird stuff like that. Be that great person that you can pass something on down to, where inside of yourself, like when my parents passed away, all the things they put inside of me came out automatic. I realized, boom, boom, other arms came out, boom, 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 boom. And I became them because they invested into me. Not just them, but everybody who I came in contact with, who invested some time. It might have been just one quick conversation. You know what I mean? But you remember these things and they mold you. So we're the sum total of our experiences. So we got to represent them. You know what I mean? We got to talk about them in a good way. If they were jacked up, they earned that, right? So I can't stop that. People are going to talk of you. You know, there's always that dude who was a little player. And at his funeral, there's all these shapely, sexy looking, well-dressed women in the back that don't want to like sign the book. They just want to come there and pay their respects and say, damn, we didn't know them. You know what I mean? Might be a couple kids in the back that sure look like the dude in the casket, you know. That's what it is. You know, what you live is what your legacy is going to be, but we can never like not correct ourselves. This is
a wake-up call, I guess, for a lot of people.
But you know what though? What is it going to be tomorrow? And I said that last night. Because you know, Baby Blue, I did a video on a whim, just quick like that. He got shot. He's in critical condition. Will he make it? Will he won't? Like I said, okay. But for me, this is what has cooled me out. Not that I was like a wild person out in the street or whatever have you, but it makes me appreciate time more. This artificial construct called time. Yes. I appreciate it more. I appreciate this moment that we have. This moment is very special. We can never get it back. It's the present, but automatically, boom. When I started the music, and that's history already. So my thing, I'm always looking toward the future, but I'm never not going to enjoy the past. Brother Holla. Yes,
hello.
I'm going to give you that call tomorrow, Brother Holla. We were getting down in a good conversation. We need another
Clubhouse, Brother Holla.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we'll throw one tonight. Who knows after this one? You know what I mean?
We need a Clubhouse.
Let me check this other video here real quick. I'm just going to take myself. Oh, it's ready.
It's ready?
Yeah, but it's cooked up. Like, you know, when I go out there and get video footage, that's me getting the groceries and bringing it home. When I bring it home, I put it in the program. I cook it up. You're like, what you doing? What you trying to sell?
Hey, Andre, how you doing?
Let me go to my YouTube here, and okay, good. This will just take a quick second. Upload this conversation here.
Yeah.
This is very entertaining.
I know.
And it was only like 20 minutes.
That's gonna be good, right?
Yeah. Spontaneous. I mean, spontaneity. I mean, I was at the restaurant and they were behind me talking. I'm like, yo, this is some good stuff you're talking. Can I get you on whatever? And they're like, sure, no problem. I was like, what? Man, I popped that trunk so fast. I wasn't by a car.
Right.
I'll tell you how long this is going to take, but I'm not going to publish it until, uploading it 0%.
Until after this, right?
Yes. Yeah. And then maybe I may get hyped because, like I said, we have Beatrice Noel coming. Okay, this says 18 minutes. It may jump to 25, but it'll be ready. It'll be ready. After we're finished, I'll be able to doctor it up and do it.
Right.
After we're done, I'll take 5 minutes and get everything right, the tags and everything right. And let me see something here. Okay. I don't like to mess around with my.
So how's everybody in the chat room tonight? I'm, aside
let's
from
get a roll call.
Let's get a roll call. News,
yeah.
Please. So many have.
Yes.
Siphoned on. Al Freetown, I hope you're still around.
Yes.
Mr. Haru, hello. West Indies DNA, hey honey. Buffalo Soldier, hello. Styler DJ, hello. Hey Eric. Oyella, hi hon, how you doing?
Brother
Auto
Holla.
Royale. Yes, Brother Holla. Hey Grace, how are you? Let's see, who else is here?
Sister Grace.
There's Brian Jenkins, if you're still here. Lily of God, hello, how are you? Simon X. Tony Lashley, if you're still here with us. S. Reed. Sherelle, hey honey, how are you doing?
Felicia Edwards.
Oh, she just came in. Hi, Brother Amari. Brother Willie, how are you? Love Chaz, how are you doing? Eric, yeah.
And in the meantime, let's get a roll call where you are. And I always want to do that every show. Sometimes I forget about it and stuff.
Where you at?
Yeah, give a shout out to the people, your ancestors, your school you went to, your grandparents, your parents,
my friend,
your neighborhood. Shout out your hood. You know what I mean?
Right.
But let me finish up this thing here. Yeah. So
Frank Lucas, how you doing?
My thing is that
go ahead.
We gotta really realize where our blip is on the radar screen. It's very important that we do this.
Right.
Because honestly, right now where I stand, I'm not scared as long as I keep the movement going on. Right. And the way it is, it's like I always use this analogy when you take a rock and you're by a lake and you skim the rock, you throw it enough, you don't throw it in the water, you throw it to go along the surface and it skims.
Across the water.
Across the top. And the harder, it's not even just how hard you do it, it's the way that you throw it and it hits that first. You can get 3, some people get 2, boop, boop before it drops in. Boop, 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 and then it drops in. But when you can get 4, you got to have the right rock, nice and smooth. You got to throw it with the right intensity and the right angle. So people who throw it hard, it may not be about being hard. What I'm saying is that when you're moving towards something, you don't fear transition, which we shouldn't fear it at all, because at this point in my life, more people I know are on the other side than here. Of course, I know a lot of people here because of the platform. Understood. So maybe for me, it doesn't work that way, but we got to understand this is the natural way of things. So if you're moving towards something, if you're moving toward a goal, if you have something dangling in front of you, even if you have health issues and you're not able to do what you thought you might be doing from 20 years back up until now, there's some goals that you can do in your day to say, I want to do this. And it may not be something that you think is something that's going to change the whole world, but at least it could change your world. At least it could affect the people that are around you. You know what I mean? And that's the most important deal, focusing on what's around you in your reality. Like, okay, when I have a cluttered room, like you saw how cluttered this table is. I got gadgetry and all kind of mics and all kind of things and all kind of wires and all kind of stuff around. So if I came in here and looked at everything, it's, oh my God, it's just too much. This whole room is junky. I can't do it. No, don't do it that way. I do it the way when I do my artwork. I start with one little part. Just say, you know what? I'm forgetting about the rest of this place. I'm going to start with this little 2-foot area, 2 foot by 2 foot on the table. and I'm going to put this in its place. That kind of stuff goes here. That kind of stuff goes there. And then after maybe 10, 15 minutes, I'll walk outside, recalibrate, get some air. I don't want to get too overwhelmed, right? Because sometimes our minds can get caught up. It's like this. If you've ever moved from one location, it could be from one apartment to the next. You're a little kid, you move from one room to the next. You know, you get the basement now so you can hang out with your friends late at night, or you move into another country, another state. That can be what makes that a hard process, is because we're so attached to the things that we're moving, you know, that we're packing away. Because all of a sudden you'd be like, oh, damn, remember this picture? Remember this picture back in 7th grade? Yo, come on. That's slowing you down. You're emotionally attached to these things. So this is why when you're doing something like moving or cleaning up, you got to get somebody who can help you, who's not emotionally attached, where you're going to start slowing down and getting sentimental about it.
True.
So even in life, it's good to be sentimental. But in order to move fast to the next level, you're going to have to cut off a little bit of yourself where, okay, I can get sentimental with this, whatever, but I got to keep moving. I got to get this thing done. I can, when everything is in order, then I can enjoy it. Okay, that's the trap of YouTube. You pull up a song, and play this song. Damn, man, remember so-and-so? Yeah, you passed me 5 years, really? So-and-so, remember so? And you talk about things, whatever, and guess what? You look on the side, you see another song. Now, you just thought that you're going to play this one song before you walk out the door. 45 minutes are gone. Your friend, yo, weren't you supposed to meet me in the corner? Where you at? And it's like, oh, man, and you lie. I'm like, I have a sick stomach. I ain't get, like, man, I feel stupid. I put this on YouTube. You know what I mean? And these things slow us down and get us caught up. But at the same time, it kind of suspends us out of time. But time, like I say, is artificial. So how can I say time? Because we're in it. We're on this plane. This plane has this thing. If I want to meet you at 3 o'clock tomorrow, we have to agree. We know what 3 o'clock is. But why don't we live a timeless existence while we're here? Why can't I appreciate the people who are here, the people who are gone, and the people who haven't gotten here yet? These things that we're creating, there are people who are going to see this after I'm gone. James Brown music, y'all feel good. He's transitioned, right? But his energy is here. Muhammad Ali, we never thought he would transition, but he's moved on. But the energy never dies. Let's just not get caught up in these artificial projections that we can take a little bit of it, but don't get so caught up where you forget the time that you're in right now, and you forget that you're creating the memories right now. Like I always say about the children today, they have their smartphones and they're telling jokes, LOL, little faces with the tears coming out, people laughing. And so we do that. And it's convenient for us, but those of us in a certain age group, we lived through that already. The real deal. What happened to sitting on the stoop and half of y'all are broke and you can't go too far because you're going to get hungry, and your mother or your aunt or that other person's mother. Somebody. Yeah, I don't want to go up there. I might have to use the bathroom, whatever. You know, but you had your best times then, because you knew how to be social and communicate and go through the changes and feel it. Now, what memories that these children are not creating now? They're doing the LOL thing. They're not throwing a ball. They're not laughing. They don't have the experience of, you know, a young man, a bunch of young guys seeing a pretty girl, shapely girl, but you can see this on the internet. And if you got that jar of Vaseline, you know what you're going to be doing. So you didn't have to earn even her company, right? So many are growing up, and I'm not putting them down, but many are growing up as social misfits. They don't know how to relate. They don't know how to respect, because wives can tell you in our neighborhood, at some point, there's always all kind of things going on around. But when my mother finished teaching at York College, LaGuardia College, and coming home, she didn't drive. As she walked down the street, I didn't worry about it, because I know that the brothers that are up there, some may do things that I wasn't doing. I might be doing something that they wasn't doing, but we respected the people there. And when they walked through the neighborhood, they were royalty. So I didn't have to worry about that. I never had to worry about that. If she got off the bus 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Now, she wouldn't do that in another neighborhood, but she knew that as soon as she got off that bus, she was home.
Somebody was there, Yeah.
And that's the way we do, but we're losing that. We're losing that connection. So even the children don't even have that community feel, because, like I said, okay, this is for the older folks, right? When you're walking down the street back in the day, say you were walking, you weren't driving, and you were like 2 miles away, right? You began to feel at home, let's just make this up, 1.5 miles away. You start getting closer to where you physically lived. So you're like, hi, Mr. So-and-so. Hi, Mr. So-and-so. Now, Mr. So-and-so, Mr. So-and-so, if you were thirsty and you saw them, can I get a drink off your water hose? And, you put it sideways and you drink. You say, thank you. Even if it was warm water, you felt good. You saw different cookouts a couple blocks away from you. You know the people. Come on and get a plate.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the closer you got to your house or your home or your apartment or whatever it was where you lived, you felt like you were there long before you physically got there, right? Check this out. How does it feel for a lot of people now? Where's that feeling of being home? Half a block away? Maybe 20 feet from their door? Or when they push the key and go in their door?
They push the key and go in.
Not even that for a lot of people. You know what it is? A lot of people push their key and say it's a house and they go inside. And their family's so daggone dysfunctional, there's no connection there. They don't feel that they're home until they get in their individual room and close the door. That's sad.
That's sad.
Because that means where you physically live has no life force. Like we have life force. Like you can see somebody walking down the street, no matter what their size, and you could be like, I ain't messing with him. Yo, but that dude's a midget. No, he got too much fire in his eye, man. I ain't gonna mess with him. Two dudes looking to rob somebody like, yeah, he's a midget, but he got, look, how many of us have dealt with a very vicious cat who is cornered and you're like, yo, he might bite the heck out of a little cat. A little cat. I had a cat terrorize me inside my house one time. Cat we brought home that was like, had issues. Yeah. Old girlfriend, she had an aunt that the aunt was always, she was always weeded up. She was always smoking trees or whatever, but she was doing other things. And she was into some occultic activity. Not our original powers and strengths, but the other stuff that stuff we're not supposed to be messing with. The original stuff that's outside of Christianity, I'm with it. But she was an evil person. So she had this cat. God, the name was Cleo. I remember the name was Cleo, a tri-colored cat. And the cat was so used to not getting oxygen because her apartment from smoking, you know how sometimes you're in a place, especially up north, right? That's why I can tell how cold it is in a place up north if everybody's smoking, right? But they're smoking and the place is real cold. That little line of smoke is high up because the heat is up there. Heat rises and pushes down. So if I see the smoke here, I know it's warmer than where the line of smoke that's moving around is up top. But that being said, in her aunt's apartment, the line of smoke there, it wasn't just a heat thing, but available oxygen was probably like 2 feet off the ground. So when you walked in there, you caught a contact, right? So the cat that was living there was always used to, like when you get on your knees and you're doing an obstacle course and you got to crawl under something. Well, the cat was always like trying to get away from the weed, man, because it was so strong. So the cat was always jacked up. And because of the occultic activity that she was involved in, the cat was weird. You would not hold that cat up close to you because that cat would try to scratch your eyes out. I found that out the hard way. The cat almost got me. So I brought this cat home, and I'll get back to the original stories, right? But I brought the cat home. We brought the cat home. Cat was cool. Cat was just chilling on the side, looking like, don't come over here type thing. We didn't get the vibe that, oh yeah, you're home now. This is your home. You can whatever. The cat was just like, had an attitude like, okay, where we lived, we kept it nice. The cat was mad because the place was nice. You know why? Because the cat realized how jacked up of a situation it lived in all the time that they were alive. It's like, I was missing all this. This is normalcy. It's like you take a kid who didn't have much and you bring him into a place where everything is like just, they start grabbing stuff. Right. You don't have to grab it. It's here for everybody. They got a different mentality, right? So anyway, it was one night. I heard the cat down in the basement.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, what? And it was dark, right? So before I can get to the light switch, the light to go down to the basement was on, but the cat ran more into darkness. And I'm like, what, do they see mice down here? Because mice will they'll try with the wood frame houses. So I cut all the lights on, ran under the bed that was in the basement, ran to there. I'm like, what is it running for me for? So I went to reach to pick the cat up. Would you believe the cat jumped in the web of my hand, right here, and bit me. Bit me and went through the flesh. And now I'm trying to throw the cat away. It's holding on to me with both of the paws, whatever, and biting down with my hand. Yo, that bad boy hurt. I'm in the dark now, trying to fling off a cat. So I said, you know what?
Oh man.
You know what the only thing I can do instead of trying to fling it off, since it was there, I had to grab its head and pull it away. And I had to clamp down on the head. And meanwhile, they were trying to scratch me. So I took the cat and I'm not evil against animals, but you're trying to hurt me. And I was scared because
oh my God.
I had some like a track bottom on, like something you get from models.
Yeah.
I ain't had no underwear on. You ain't biting me on my balls. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So I threw the cat over to the side, right? And it was just, you could see the red, looking. So I was like, I'm out of here. That's a devil cat, right? So
no doubt.
The cat ran upstairs and I had picked up a broom like, you getting out of here. So I had opened the side door, but it ran past the side door up on the first floor under the table. I would boom, 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 boom. And it was like, it was ready to launch up and get me. But
it was you and the cat.
It was me and the cat fighting. I said, I don't care how much I got to tear this house up. Cat, you getting out of here. I'm not thinking about killing you, but if you're trying to gouge out my eyeballs or mess up my pleasure tool that makes babies, no. Anyway, the cat ran into the closet. I said, okay. I closed the closet. Like, you gonna stay there all night. I went to bed. The latch didn't latch on the closet door. All of a sudden, the door opened. It's gone. It ran into another closet, and I looked in the closet like 2 hours later when it got out. I looked on the ground, everything's hanging, but you had a little space with, suit jackets, coats and stuff. Then you look down, you see shoes and nothing else. And I took the broom and I'm like, wait a second. I moved the clothes around. I said, where'd the cat go? Now I was free. You know what the cat did? I pulled, that was my father's closet. I pulled it apart, the blazers and stuff like that. That daggone cat jumped up on the rod and was holding on like this. Holding on. Look at me in my eye like a person. I tried to sling it and it ran out. Then it ran into the front room. And I said, I got something for you with this.
Oh my God.
Ran into the front room behind one of the couches. I latched.
You are a mess.
No, I went through this, So I latched the front. We had doors that had louver doors, right? So I threw the latch on that. He ain't too smart to unhook a latch. And I went through the hallway in that front room, closed the door temporarily, put all the lights on, and I got a big thing of ammonia. And I went into that room. I didn't go in. I just opened the door a little bit and emptied that bad boy.
Threw it in there?
No, I kept it halfway closed my hand. I said, because it wasn't going to hit him yet. And then what I did, I opened the front door, I closed the next door, and I opened. The only way to get away was to go outside. So it was mad, and it went outside.
Oh,
and I closed it. But the cat kept hanging around the different doors. So I'm all paranoid because of a cat. Next day come, I got to get up and go out. I'm looking, he's down about it. Like I'm gonna get inside and get something to eat. So eventually it got so hungry, I guess, or whatever, and they got other cats were out there. It was ripping up other cats. They were fire, and I knew it was like he was out there. Eventually he was gone. But yeah, that's a cat story, man. You just never know. But
oh my gosh.
You know I got all these stories, right? I was messed up. Let me tell you something. I was so messed up.
But you say you like cats. So...
No, I still like cats, but not no devil cat that was smoking weed for the last so many years of its life. Yeah. And that cat was possessed. You can't tell me that something that she was messing with in the world of the occult didn't get into that cat. There's something that cat saw too. The cat was seeing things. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I do like cats, but the only thing that spooks me out about them, like say you're chilling out and you're in your room, and you got 2 or 3 cats there. One is bad, but when 2 cats are sitting there, and they both go like this to the ceiling, and the ears start they're looking at something. They both, and not just one, like they both like, what are you seeing?
Yes,
it's like they have a certain ability to see into the spirit world, right?
Yes.
And sometimes you see them and they're like, yeah, that's a good something right there. You know, they're cool. They jump up and their hairs rise up. What are you looking at? I start looking around too, like, what's up? You know what I mean? So you don't want to go to sleep at those particular times, right? And that's they're like spiritual watchdogs, but they're cats.
Yes,
they can kind of, they kind of like, and if they run away from somebody that comes to your house, like, watch that person.
They see things.
Yeah, but it also depends on the spirit of the cat. That's a heck of a thing. So, going back to what I was saying earlier with the meeting, and we're sitting there, and Lazia 75 just happens to walk by. And I saw her, so I was paralyzed. Like, yo, that's her right there. People do me that way because of YouTube, but I'm the same way. Like, but she was walking, and I was like frozen. I thought that because she walked by and she looked, and I think like she sort of squints sometimes. So maybe like, she wears glasses, so maybe she can't see far really good. So she said, "Hi, black people." That's her spirit, because she didn't realize who it was. This group that I was in, we were having this meeting. Come to find out, half of them already knew her. And the lady, Nana Gwen, was like, "Girl, you better get yourself over here." And I was like, wow. Lazia 75 just happened to be in the mall, not even knowing about that meeting. So she came around and sat down. And I wasn't like, "Hey, I'm LanceScurv." I'm not high on myself like that. I sat there, it was a meeting. And I said, okay, I'm gonna get to meet her. And she was sitting there, she looked, and I know she, couldn't really, I'm not saying she's blind, but I kind of know that she was squinting because I squint, right? So they said, yeah, there's LanceScurv over there, another YouTuber. She said, "Oh, Lance, how you doing?" I said, yeah, we're gonna hook up, we're gonna connect. Whatever, the meeting went on, and then we all broke off and took some pictures, and she's like, "I gotta get your number," so and so. We did a little video that we threw up that you saw. So we're going to be doing some collaborations and stuff. But the funny thing is that you never know what's going to happen when you wake up a particular morning. You don't know how the day is going to go. You have what you plan to do, but you don't know exactly how it's going to go. I did not know I was going to meet her. I knew I was going to go to a meeting, right? So there was a doctor there who has a male treatment center where everything head to toe, not to be against women, but it's like a male gynecologist, right? Because I said the little joke. We did a little videotape at his clinic. He drove me and Lazia there, and others who were at the meeting were there. And we had a wonderful, wonderful time. We're going to go back to that clinic. It's state of the art. Let me tell you, that clinic was hooked off with marble floors and the tile and the columns and a pharmacy inside and the couches in the front. And it was clean. It was, and the different rooms were clean. Let me tell you something. I've been to 5-star hotels. This clinic, don't get in your mind like ghetto clinic, right? This clinic was like better than most 5-star hotels. I couldn't believe it. Wow. There's a young brother too from Columbus, Ohio. It's got to be like 30 something, but well kept. So we were talking about how to get his business out there and stuff. But they're not ready, but because they're still embellishing. I'm like, embellishing? What do you mean? This place is ready to roll. So Lazia was there. So I said, let's get a little interview. We're not going to show the place right now, but let's just get something here by the couch. So I have this little bag, right? It's right there. But I pack it in such a way that when I start pulling stuff out, it's like it's a little bag, but you pull out like 10 sacks or 10 barrels worth of stuff, right? So open up, chop, and like, yo, how much stuff you got in there? And I was ready. Wow. I had different cameras and different wireless mics, different things that, okay, if we got to shoot it this way, I can get it that way, whatever. So I felt so good that I was on point. I packed the bag right. It's messed up when you pack the bag wrong. That's my own like kind of camera photographer, videographer kind of lingo, which I'm not a professional. I'm just a very good amateur. So bottom line is we got the footage. So I told Lizzie, I said, come on, you do you do the interview. So I know she was a little shocked because many YouTubers, while they may have their own people that like them and some like this one and that one or whatever, there's a combination. Most YouTubers don't give it up like that to other ones, right? So she was kind of like, well, you let me, I said, yeah. And then let them know where to follow you. Put your information out there. That's what I do.
That's right.
Yeah. Unless a person screws up with you and tries to sabotage you, I'm gonna give everybody that break. But she's already out there good. I mean, I may have more numbers from just being around time-wise, because like a little clip, she says he has all this content. I said, well, I'm 100 years old. I gotta have that. You know what I mean? So I make a joke about that, even though I'm 58, right?
Right.
So that helped to melt things
That
down.
was a good little 20 minutes. What was it? 26 seconds? That was a
36.
really powerful.
Yeah.
36. Yeah, that was powerful.
That's a hint of things to come. You know what I mean? So I want to help her do things that she may not know to do. She can help me with things I don't know to do. But we're here. And like I said, we still maintain our own identity, but there are a lot of YouTubers here in Accra whose their noses are up in the air. They're low-key hating. Other ones, like you can tell from a distance. And, you know, my thing is that Black folks on social media, even though we're on other people's platforms, I have no delusions that I'm gonna say the N-word. I'm that nigga on the couch as far as YouTube is concerned. This is not my house. They can get up and ban me or play with my numbers like they do. How long have I been just over 107,000?
I know.
How long?
I know.
They're playing with the numbers.
I know.
They're removing
playing
subscribers.
with the numbers.
But they can't frustrate me because I'm doing things beyond. And you know the plans. I'm not going to put it out there right now, but in a couple months, we're going to be doing it on a high level. When we get to that level, it's going to be on a whole other creative level because I already see it. That's why I'm hyped, because you know you got a battle plan to whip the opponent. It's like, I got this. I already know. I'm going to get you. You know what I mean? So, you know, we were there. We were all talking. So the doctor said, listen, you know, why don't you come on by the clinic? What are you all doing? I said, we didn't really doing nothing. So he said, come ride with me. So me and Lazia 75 rode, you know, I'm not going to put a real name out there. We rode and some of the other brothers and sisters came. And
that's the black unicorn for a lot of folks who are not familiar with her, you know. Yeah.
So it was really, I mean, it was like family getting together, and I met most of these people for the first time. And I'm going to tell you, like the other one who was instrumental in making me gain some, you know, when I came here the first time, I don't want to really say it like that. You know, she was instrumental in pointing me out in the direction I wanted to go as far as accruing certain things. And she was there. And I had to thank her publicly. I said, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am now here in the crowd.
Right.
So things have a way of, in a surreal level, you never know when you start your day. You may have your plans, and sometimes things that can happen are unfortunate, but you don't know how your day is going to go. You don't know what you're going to be thinking about when you're laying in the bed, if you get a chance to come back and lay in the bed, right? To say, man, this is how my day went. So all this was spontaneous. She was walking them out of her business. Hey, Black people, not realizing they knew her. I've had experiences here where there are people that I didn't know that brought me to people who knew me. Look, that's how I met Nana Gwen. That's why I was at the thing today. I took a cab because I'm not driving on my own vehicle yet until certain things are done. I took this guy real cheap, because transportation down here is dirt cheap. Sometimes if you don't even want to have a car, it's cheaper to not have a car, right? But I got to have one. Right. So I went to the bank, took care of some business, and on the way back, I said, listen, you can take me back up. So he showed me the fact that some of his audio equipment was stolen. He did some things for the church. He wasn't in the church, but he, you know, the audio equipment, sometimes they get somebody who may not be, okay, I'll do this for you. Get the sound out there. You know, they stole it from the church to people. That's messed up, you know? Right. So he was saying, man, I have this. I said, man, I got the same mixer you do. He says, you into the audio thing? I said, no. I said, I do podcasting, YouTube videos. I'm an artist. I'm a writer. I do all these things, but you know, I eventually got more and more into it, but I wouldn't say I'm some expert. So he's like, show me what you do. So I showed him. I said, man, I know a lady who does the same thing on YouTube, but you're a little more advanced, so she would appreciate your help. I said, sure, that's what I'm here for. He said, they call her now. So he called her. And so we're talking, and she said, what is your YouTube name? I said, LanceScurv. Let me spell it out for you. LANCE, one word, y'all. SC. When I said C, she screamed. I'm like, I know she was a woman who's older, much older than me. I said, I hope she's okay, right? And I was quiet for a while. She said, LanceScurv, we were watching you this morning. We watch you all the time. I said, oh, I was flattered. My. So then we sort of talked. Yes. She had to go to Kumasi for a week. And she said, when I come back, I'm going to call you. I'm telling you, I think she just pushed the key to the door and then called me. When she came back, I picked up. She said, the first thing I was going to do is call you. We got to get you to the meetings. We got to make you meet all these different people. I'm like, yo, I'm all for it. She's from Georgia, you know, and there are a lot of people from the United States who are here in this particular area, not too far from where I hope to be. So we talked and stuff. She told me about the meeting and everything. And so that's how I got a chance to meet her today at the meeting in Lazia 75 Black Unicorn, and the doctor who's going to do work, who wants me to do some video work with him. So you see how from me connecting with the cab driver unlocked all of this stuff. So you never underestimate what role, even on a minuscule level, like, whatever. And I had walked past that cab driver. I was like, should I walk? Because the bank was going to close at a certain time. And I had enough time, but I didn't want to get caught up with there might be an accident and the street's blocked off and I miss it. I said, okay, I'll take him. But I walked past him. What if I didn't follow? Something said, go back and take him.
Follow your mind, exactly.
And I did. And look what happened. Because my filters were not clogged. I was in a good place from within. I was feeling good. I'm humming some music. I'm walking. You know, I ate good food. My stomach was tight. You know, you gotta make sure you get a certain age that you're not going to have to run around and, everything was good. And I just had that little inner voice going on. I didn't hear a physical voice, but it was like a guide. Go here, do this, do that. Stop here for a second. No, don't go down the street. You got to listen to that because it's something that's guiding you. I'm not going to say what it is externally, but it's something inside. It's your inner spiritual GPS system, right? And it never guides you wrong. How many times have you not listened to that and said, damn, I thought I shouldn't do this.
Yes.
I thought I should have left that girl alone and you in the clinic Monday morning, scratching and itching, which has never happened to me, right? But sometimes things happen and sometimes it takes years. You with a guy, you're a woman, you're with a guy, and he's abusive and, just different things. Follow your first mind. I have disconnected from this world so much, not disconnected like I'm some nutcase or some hermit. I live hermit-like and Spartan-like to get all this work done, but disconnected from it where I don't listen to or watch the things that are around me like, oh, I should do this and I should. No, inner voice all the time.
Yes.
Sometimes I get ready to go outside and something says,
says don't go.
No, I'll go. Sometimes it says don't go, or something says go lay down for 5-10 minutes. I'm laying in the bed. I hear, what is that? It happened one time. Little girl got hit between a car and a truck, but it knocked her into the truck, and that was a little girl that when I was about to go outside, she was walking past the door. That would have been me.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So I might be weird looking, doing some things sometimes, like go down the street or go down. I listen to it.
Right.
And so that's what I love to tell people, man. Be very careful with that voice. Don't ignore
Don't second guess it.
Exactly. Because it's a heck of a thing. Is that thing put on right? Okay, we good. Yeah, but it's a heck of a thing when you're laying there in a situation and you're regretting it, and it's a good thing when you listen to that voice and you're rewarded for it. It's funny.
Yeah.
You might run into somebody that owes you money. They've been ducking you for like 15 years. And you happen to be in another town and say, you know what? We're supposed to go to the restaurant. Let's go to that one. And you walk right in on them. Look, I almost got taken for some multi-level pyramid scheme. This was back in, I think it was 87. And two people who were strong acquaintances got me into it, right? And I forgot how much it was. It was a couple $100, maybe like almost $1,000 or something like that. But $1,000 back then was like 5,000 now.
Yeah.
And they had these meetings and stuff, and everybody was convincing and whatever. That's why I don't condone anything that I'm not doing that I can't see, like what we're doing with the Hyper Fund. Now I don't play with people's stuff like that. Right. I don't do stuff like that. That if I look at it, I can't be rest assured that I'm seeing this through other people. I don't do it. That's why on this channel, every other week, get down with so and so. Yeah, this is good stuff. You should spend. No, because half of these YouTubers out here, they're taking a little payment just to be little prostitutes to say something, and you get led to slaughter in your pocket. And if something don't work or whatever have you, I don't do that. I mean, people like pastors, people that got little businesses, little scams, little schemes that don't work or whatever. Man, you got 107,000 followers right now. Do you know how much money I can make? No, I'm not doing that. That's why with many people, what we're doing now, they're like, yo, we know how you do. We're going to get down with this. But, it's a funny thing when, as you get older, you hear that voice in your head and you move forward and everything is all right. It's like you're not by yourself.
Right.
You know, some people say, well, it's the Lord, or, you know, that's the third eye, or whatever you call it, we all got it. How is it that, look, wherever I live is clean. I've been over people's houses where they don't keep it as clean. You see a roach up on the wall just above where your hand can reach, so you get a shoe. And this roach looks like he's sleeping. And you sneak up on the roach and you reach back and you go pow on the wall and you look, ain't nothing there. That roach, the minute that you made a move toward him, he just dropped off the wall and fell down. I mean, they got that sixth sense. You see a deer out in the woods, far out in the woods, and he's looking at you like. Now, if you're right with yourself and you have good intentions, you can get closer to that deer before he runs off. If you're looking to get some deer meat, homeboy knows what time it is and he's gone. You know what I mean? It's like you hustling out the street, you know, yo, it's the police right there, you know? So that's just how it is. And it's amazing. That's
right.
You know, it's amazing. Right. But
I was looking for some links, but I don't have any one link that I could drop in the chat.
The link for, no, we do our shows on Sunday and stuff like that. But like I said, now, here we are, we went to the clinic, and what he offers is what I'm interested in to maintain my physical. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we clicked. Right. It wasn't just, it's a good place to go. We clicked. I feel like family to this guy. You know what I mean? And I'm getting a lot of that here, but you can't just take it where, how can I say it? You can't open the door and let everybody in your life. As I said it there, I said it at the meeting, I'm gonna say it again, I say it all the time. When you end up in a jacked up situation, it's because, I'm gonna say it the way the Christians do, you open up the door and let the devil right on in. And he was smiling. You got deceived by his, I'm talking symbolically now, you got deceived by his outer appearance and the mannerisms, because these things can be practiced and be very convincing. And if we're not really on the up and up as far as being focused on what we need to be focused on, we get fooled. Look, I worked in a jail and I had 3 units in the area that I was in: special management, general population, and the pedophiles. We didn't call it that. It was protective custody, right? Protective custody, 95% of the guys, they were pedophiles. General populations, the guys, if you're not used to that environment, say, oh man, I ain't going in there. Special management, they're on lockdown 23 hours a day and only get to come out the day room and walk around, and they can't go near the other cells. They got to just do what they do, just walk around, maybe do some pull-ups or whatever. And I forgot how they let them come. They have to get sunlight. But other than that, they go to the yard, but they get their hour out of the cell unless they did something jacked up. Now, those guys can sometimes, special management is not like one thing. They could have mental issues, emotional issues. They could be extremely violent. They could be cool like for 2 weeks, and you go on the cell and check everything. You got to go in and check inside at the end of the shift, the beginning of the shift. And then the rest, you just make sure they breathe. Hey, you all right? Okay, cool. You can finish jerking off. I'm leaving. You know what I mean? So that's jail, man. You know what I mean? So you might go in there and the guy is cool for 2 weeks and he don't say nothing. But around every 2 weeks, he gets up and takes a swing at you. So you got to watch him. You know, there was a guy whose last name was Santos. He spoke Spanish. He was a black man. He was my complexion. He was bald, but this dude was built like the rhino, the Spider-Man with the horn. This dude was like a Samoan, but he was smart. He wasn't educated like through a school, but he was smart. He was very intelligent. Right. But emotionally, he was like 11 years old, 12, 11 years old, emotionally. He was smart. So you couldn't, this is my assessment of him, right? So he used to call me LL Cool J. Yo, LL, what's up? Or they used to call me New York down there in Florida, right? Yo, LL, what's going on, man? Now, when you're around the special management guys that come into this cell, you go into this cell, you better have 3. That's the rule. 3 of y'all better be together. This guy had natural strength. He was like big like a Samoan. He looked like the kingpin in his body. And he had a thunderous voice without trying to sound intimidating. LL, what's
Right.
going on, man? So and so and so, you know, and so this guy was just strong. If he looked at a fly flying around long enough, the fly just fall down. I don't know where that came from, right? But
Boy.
yeah, so we were in it. He always loved me. LL, you the realest one in here. I'm telling you, my family got a big jewelry a business, whatever. I'm gonna give you all the gold when I get out, whatever. And I never. But one thing about him, he could read you. Just because a person's locked up doesn't mean they're a bad person. They might have made a bad choice. So we know how life is. Because half the dudes that are in uniform, I know for a fact, I mean, even before I started working at that particular job, they more crooked than the people that they talk about that's in there. I knew that from growing up, you know. But this guy can read you. Yo, LL. I knew that guy you working with. He can't stand your ass, man. He don't like you, right? But I waited until I knew for a fact. When he was working overtime and you went home on your regular shift, he was talking about you like a dog. So now I got to think, okay, is he telling me this? This was when I first started to know him. Is he telling me this because he wanted me against that guy for some advantage that he had? You can't take everybody's word anyway, right? So I had to process this. I said, yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for letting me know that, man. I'm gonna move cool for a while and I'll deal with it. I thank you, even if I know you're a liar. So you don't know what I'm gonna do with the information. But it come to find out this guy was, you know, he was like that, right? Because I had a little digital recorder, right? And so I stuck it in my bag and it was recorded. And so I left the bag there and I buddied up with him. I said, hey man, you know, I had a long week on that vacation. Good to be back with you. I tried to stir them feelings up because he had another guy who was a snake with him. So I'm glad to be back with you, man. I actually missed work because of you, man. I put it on, you know, real thick and I left. And he was like, man, he's killing me with that fake boy. He's a fake, so I can't stand him. So and so. And it was recorded. I never played it for him, but it confirmed to me. Then later on, I didn't say what I did, but I went to Santos and said, man, you're right. He goes, oh, how did you find out? I said, listen, I have ways. You're right, man.
Right.
And more and more he told me that I confirmed this guy was really in my corner. He could have looked at it like, you got a uniform on, but I never treated nobody like that. That's why I never really had no problems with people. I don't care if I have a uniform on and you got the, you know, the jumpsuit. I could be in the jumpsuit just as quick, the way the society wants to look at me. So that's why I never had to go anywhere with fear. You got to watch your back when you're in the neighborhood where you don't know, but I never did nobody wrong like that, you know, to be watching on my back. But this guy was so strong. The cell doors that, you know, the DSO, detention service officer that, you know, you close cell so-and-so and say, she throws the switches. She got all the cameras and stuff or whatever. She closed the door on him after he went in, but he was very angry at something. Now, those heavy steel metal doors that have the big chains of it, they pull, boom. You ain't moving it. It may move a little bit. You lean on it, it moves a little bit. You know what this guy did? He was so pissed at this other guy.
Oh my God.
Who, when he had his hours out, he'd come to the cell. You know, I effed your mama last week, right? So and so and so. And Santos, because they had some kind of debate about something and it got personal. So he felt protected. Like, I got my time out the cell. He wasn't yelling it out loud. We can say, yo, get away from this door. Because most of these guys are playing cards. They don't care. So he's antagonizing Santos, who's very intelligent, very strong. This guy's so skinny, right? It's not about size, because a small guy can whip a big guy's behind. It wasn't happening in this case. So Santos, being childlike, he's intelligent, he's strong, but if you can get him that way. He's not thinking like, I'm gonna see him and get you. Or like, you don't even like let that bother you, right? Because as a man, you know, I know you're trying to get into my scheme. You don't know my mama. I can't even take this person. You're trying to manipulate and control me. But because he had that childlike quality about him, he was, you know, and I saw later on, right? But he was, he was, I didn't see it at that point. But you know what he did? He went from inside the cell and started rocking the door. While the other guy had his time out. We didn't know that. And he started lifting it and knocked it off of one hinge. And he was looking,
my God.
And he was crying when he was doing, boom, boom. And we're like, what the? And we see him, he was still crying. I'm gonna kill you, mama. And he jumped down and he just about got to the guy. And we couldn't grab him. He was too big. we all just ran him and just knocked him over. And I did that. And he was bracing up to hit everybody else. I'm standing there and he was like, I'm not going to kill them because you're here and I love you. I love you.
Wow.
Officer LL. He didn't call me Officer Scurvin, right? Officer LL. I know you did that because of a reason. I just want you to tell me. I said, listen, man, it's not worth you. He don't know your mama, right? I know you love your mother, but he don't know him. He's just trying to get a rise out of you to get you in trouble. And he was standing there, okay. He was like a little boy, and I was like the father. And it was like, we had that kind of relationship too. You know, I was like a little, even though, we were around the same age. The funny thing, we were around the same age. So he was like, just listening to everything, like, you know, and we had to report it, but I didn't want him to get in trouble. You know, and we did it a certain way because I'm good at writing and he didn't get in trouble. But I told that other guy, you need to stay away from him, man. Stay away from him. I said, I'm going to make things right between you and him. I'm going to talk to Santos. I'm going to put some words in your mouth, but you better live by him. Because if he can do that, you know, right? So,
man, when nobody's looking.
He'd shake my hand, which, okay, we're not supposed to be like, hey, what's up? But that's how I got down. Most of my shift, the 8-hour shift, I wouldn't hang around the other SEALs. I'd go in the day room and I'm hanging out with these guys. They're behind me to the side. I'm drawing pictures. I'm telling stories. That's why I can talk so much, even more so now. And that kept everything, you know, and we talked about a lot of things. We talked about some sexual things and jokes and stuff. We used to rank on each other. I used to joke at me, yo, Scurvin, you got a big head, you know. And I'm like, yeah, your girlfriend loves it, right? You know what I mean? So they would all laugh. And I'm like, listen, y'all, this is my Friday. I'm going to see y'all in 2 days. Hold it down. Don't get in no trouble. I want to see all of y'all here. Not because I want to see you all locked up, but I want to see you in solitary. So, okay, man. So when I was driving the bus down there, when I saw these guys in the street, some of the other bus drivers said, how you know all these guys like that? I said, man, they cool with me. But I said, I used to work in the jail, man. You know, and some you see, you can't say, hey, man, last time I saw you was at the jail. They might have a new girlfriend. They don't want them to know that. They might see you like, hey, what's up, man? You know what I mean? Some just give you love and just, it's just human nature. It's how you treat people. Some of the people that I've had trouble with that were just trying me ended up being my best friends out in the street, looking out for me. There was a guy who, he used to hate me on sight. And so one day, I could talk about it now. I ain't gonna say everything I did. We broke rules where you have to have 3 men to go into that. I was like, y'all play cards. What's up, homegirl? So I got lunch on you. Roll that door. So I went in there with him. And I said, close the door. I would have gotten in trouble if somebody saw me close the door with the special management guy. I'm supposed to be with 3 other ones with the door open. So I'm like, what you gonna do? We got up in each other's face. And I said, listen, if you whip me, I'm not saying nothing. But if I beat you down in here, you ain't saying nothing. And he knew they all know the rules, man. So I said, come on, let's go for it. And I'm talking some smack. He was talking some smack. So I said, what's it going to be? I bumped him. And I'm looking him in his face. He's looking at me. He's like, all right. He started crying. I said, what's up, man? Sit down. Let's talk. I had him roll the door and everything, so it looked right. And I had the other guys come downstairs and said, man, you look just like the guy who used to beat my mother's ass. You look just like him. And you always laughing and all upbeat, just like he was. And he was beating my mother's ass when I was a little boy, and I hated him. And I thought you were him. If I saw you in the street and I was packing some, I probably would have killed you. But you look just like him. So I said, that's why you always had a problem with me, man? I said, that's not me. You know what I mean? Like you just don't know what people are going through, which to me, he was justified. He was justified in feeling that way, even though he knew it wasn't me. That was a childhood thing, right? Yeah. So his grandmother died 2 weeks later, who really raised him, right? His mama was out there doing stuff, but he loved his mother, and you know, he had his own memories, his own story. And so it was me who came into the cell with him and sat down with him, put my arm around the man while he cried. I held him like a baby. I ain't no homo. He cried and he cried and he cried. Do you think he forgot that? So when I was out there driving the bus, he saw me. He was like, oh man, Lance, I'm doing good. Or Scurv. They call me, that's where the Scurv stuff came from. Not really, but it came in the 70s. Mr. Heck, the gym teacher, used to call me Super Scurv because I was always good in the gym class. So he's like, Scurv, man, I'm doing good. Like another father kind of thing. I got a job now. There's my girl over there. She, whatever. I said, man, you got a good choice. He said, yo, don't look too hard at her, right? We were joking. And he felt so good. So I had a couple dollars folded. I said, man, take this. I didn't make him or make her see that. He didn't need it, but it was just love I was showing. I think he make 60 or 80 bucks, like 3 or 4 20s or something. I said, oh man, you showing love for real. You're a real nigga, man. So and so. So they still need it, right? But a lot of folks in Orlando go to the churches because of the food that they give, the canned food, you know, the food, what they call food, whatever, the food pantry, right?
Food pantry.
Yeah, because we're still getting on his feet, but he was so glad to be free and be productive and have a pretty girlfriend, and he felt good about himself. So he was in the line, and there was a pastor and like a deacon or whatever. And wouldn't you believe it, right? Because that's when I started to get a little more popular online. I was like, man, this guy, because it was a local thing, right? A lot of pastors that are local, they were just getting into social media and they weren't having much success. You know what I mean? So here I am, some guy from New York City down there, and they already hating because of that. And it's like, he heard this. The guy that, you know, that he cried like a baby, and me and him had it out. He heard them talking about, this guy, what's his name? Scurv? Man, he ain't nothing, man. He think he all that. So along those lines, and he heard it, and he had the food, and he walked behind the line and went up in the pastor's face, nose to nose, and said, let me tell you something. I'm only here because of the food, but you know what? I heard about you, man. You ain't half the man that Scurv is. You know what I'm saying? Don't think he's just some internet dude. That's the realest nigga in Orlando, and I will chop your neck off for him. I said, whoa, yes. Oh, the pastor said. And he said, listen, I ain't doing nothing to you now, but you better take that back before I get on up out of here, because I'm going to see you in the street. I said, you said that to the man? You know what I mean?
Oh.
But look, I'm not calling him a dog. I'm not calling him, but let's look at the comparison of a puppy that you love and you treat, and you have to discipline him sometime, and you feed him, and he knows his boundaries in the home. Do you think that puppy that grows up to be a dog is going to let any harm come to that person who helped to nurture them and love them? They will give their life for that one. You see what I mean?
That's right.
So that's what it's really all about. Not to just be cool with somebody to get protection, but Black men especially, and my sisters, Black women. But I'm just talking about Black men right now because you know I love my sisters. It's a special kind of treatment that we get in the society, especially in America. The world over, but in America. And most of us are traumatized. Most of us have PTSD. Most of us, the majority of us, what we have to go through in this society. So we are trained by the media and the things that are projected that it's okay to be a big buck and be strong and go after each other. But why can't we be home for each other? Why can't we be a source of straight heterosexual love with no homo business?
That's right.
But like, yo, man, I know how you feel. Why don't we use that camaraderie of what we feel together? Like I said, when the brother said about coming over here to the motherland and using the trauma that we had as a unifying force. Why don't we use that trauma that we have as a unifying force and say, man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it today, man. I feel like really busting a cap in that cop's head over there. You know, and we have another brother say, don't do that, man, because you know what? You got your kids right there. Why can't we open up from that covering that we have that society puts on us that we're supposed to be this and we're supposed to be that and just be real with each other? You know what I mean?
That's right. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. In the places that are ordained that we can be okay, because there's a lot of parallels with the plantation, right? In the plantation, we were allowed to screw as many women as we possibly could because that's creating more property for the slave master in the form of human beings they never looked at other than 3/5 of a human being, right? Property.
Right.
So it's like you mating dogs. I'm gonna have more dogs. I'm gonna sell more dogs, whatever. So what is it now in the modern day world? Nobody locks you up for getting people pregnant and not taking care of them. They'll lock you with child support, but that's the trap. Use your virility and masculinity misdirected with a mind that's not focused to take care of your seed, and now they can use something natural against you. They use your appetite against you. You eat all this bad food and you get sick. Eventually, it's a slow burn, but it's going to get you. Everywhere you look, there are traps, and we don't realize the traps until we're caught up in something. Many of us who are so brilliant and naturally intelligent without their propaganda education, right? So we get caught like flies on fly tape. It's so sticky. And then we make one slip and get angry because of the frustration of not being the men that we know that we are. That's why our manhood has got to be honored. We're not going to get it honored by the white society and the dominant society and those other races who come to the country that are told about us how bad we are. I had a very frank conversation here with a young lady who was born and raised in Ghana. She was, Ghana, but she was in Kumasi, which is in Ghana, and she's down here now. And we're going to be doing some very frank talks, especially with her. And I wanted to know what the perception was of Black Americans, especially Black males. And she said, well, unless you're an old guy or something like that, I'm not thinking that because I know better. But what most people here have a propensity of thinking, leaning toward that, most of you guys are criminals. Most of you guys are angry and will shoot and stab. And that's why even you see a lot of the men here that they don't have some of the stresses that we have in America. So they don't understand it, right? So they kind of look at you like, it's nice to watch on TV when they see these hypersexual, very aggressive, like it's entertaining to many people, but a lot of them expect you to be that way here. So they're like watching you, like kind of like, let me see what kind of guy this is. They're opening up because of the internet and TV, because the internet doesn't just project that. We put up what we want to put up. There's a guy in the electrical shop down that 2 Mile road that I always go down. And I went in there to see if I can get some kind of adapter for some, stuff that I have here. And he was like, LanceScurv, oh man. What brought you here? I've been following you ever since you came to Ghana, a little before you came here. And I see you again. He says, oh, brother. I said, yeah, I'm living here for good. He said, what? You live here for good? But look, by what I put out there, not just me, but other people, but he remembered. He remembered. Right. Because we got to have these kind of conversations to break down what is put out there about us, because it's a slow trickle, but it's just always out there. The women are sexual play toys. I'm not saying my sisters are that. They're put out there like that. If they're not a mammy, they're a sex kitten, or they're an angry Black woman. If the men are irresponsible and can't control their penis, they're trying to get all the women pregnant. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Maybe you blacked out for a second, but I can hear you. Yeah, so either that or we're hyper aggressive, and want to fight at a time. Well, look, why wouldn't you want to be hyper aggressive with all the frustration? We're treated like the Frankenstein monster, man, the original Frankenstein monster. After a while, you're like, I'm not a criminal. I'm not some bad guy. I got a family. I got kids. I got a wife that loves me. I got a community that loves me. But you treat me like I'm a monster. I could be, look, and I do have the potential to be your worst nightmare, but I can be your best neighbor. But you know what? Me personally, I'm not trying to convince nobody of nothing. I should say, I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything, but I want to say it that way. I ain't trying to convince nobody of nothing.
Nobody of nothing. That's right.
Because if you can be that stupid to believe propaganda put out there, I don't need to be around you, because my life should not be one where I'm seeking validation from the very person who wants to wipe me off the face of this earth. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I'm a good nigga. I'm not like the other niggas over. That would make me a coon. If I got brothers who are not acting correctly, I'm not going to go run to the oppressor for favor with him, because in contrast, I may not be doing the things that they're doing. Forget him. I'm going to go to the brothers and be like, yo, this is how we need to do things, man. Let me just put something in your ear. I ain't putting you down. I'm not saying I know more than you, but you want to spread some knowledge and bring it up. That's right. We're as strong as the weakest link on our chain. If we're strong as a link and the other one there, one of them links way down there is going to cause the whole chain to break and fall. So you better be strengthening your weak points. It's like in bodybuilding. You can have a real big dude with a real big upper body and strong from the waist up, and he ain't got no legs, right? Well, you can see that. But the dude who may not be as big as him up top is evenly developed. He's going to beat him on the bodybuilding stage all the time, right? It's just like the guy in the boxing ring. He's got the biggest, most fearsome punch. Now, maybe he might knock out somebody who may have more talent than him, but 9 times out of 10, if you got a person who has their mind a certain way and knows how to avoid that punch and has skills and timing, he may not punch as hard, but he can beat that guy over the course of the fight, and even sometimes knock him out. And you're like, he should have been wiped up with this guy, but he had the belief in himself, the knowledge in himself, and the skills to execute it. So that's what we have to do. Because see, when they see a person like me, they see a person like Wise Daniels or anybody else who's in this room who didn't fall. And sometimes we can fall like, yeah, I did 5 years, man. I learned my lesson. Look, the system is wicked. I mean, you can go in for not paying your child support or a suspended license for a couple days. Get into a fight with somebody there. Right. Get charged again, right? For a felony.
That's a wrap.
You might hit the guy and he become paralyzed, or you just can't. Then you have a longer charge, and then you get another fight when you're in prison. That you throw the guy over, he's paralyzed from the neck down, attempted murder. Now you're never coming out, right? So you left your house that day thinking, well, I'm going to take a chance. I got this license suspended. Now you get pulled over. You didn't know that was your last moment of freedom. So that's why I'm not a punk. But I'm not looking to just get up in somebody's face and fight somebody. I'm too old for that. I'm 58. I'm too old for that. But I can still defend myself if I'm backed up against the corner. Trust me, they ain't gonna think I'm 48 or 28. They're gonna think this guy's 18 years old with the energy he got. But I'm not on it that way. I can take a little bit if I know where this is going and I know how bright my future is. Look at me as an example. It's not about me. I'm just using myself. I still feel that my best days are ahead of me. Ain't that something? I still feel that my best days are, I got so much to be excited for. Because, in my own world and looking forward to creating and sharing and vibing and creating things where I'm bringing people together and let other people speak and tell their stories and stuff. I'm like, yo, when I wake up, like, bing, I'm like, I'm ready for the day.
Yes.
My batteries are charged. Like every night before I go to bed, I take all these little gadgets and I charge them up. I take my GoPro right here, boom, I charge it up. I take this other camera over here, boom, I charge it up. I got all this stuff over here. I make sure and I put it inside my thing just in case I have a day like I did earlier today. You see that? Beautiful day. So now we're at the restaurant. I'm jumping around, right? Now we're at the restaurant and I asked to get this footage, and this thing should, I've been talking for a while. This thing should be almost ready and it will be up. Okay. Checks complete, no issues found, 100% uploaded. The title is going to be Relationship Talk at Coco Vanilla, Accra, Ghana. I'm going to say at the Coco Vanilla. It's a restaurant. You want to spill it? You want to spill it? How nice it looked? I want everybody to, if you buy a computer, yeah. But you didn't see it in the beginning. You didn't see it because I had the camera. They were in the booth, and I just had the camera on. And I swung the camera around. Big behind swimming pool in the restaurant.
Guys, if you see this picture, you would not believe where it is. It is the most fantastic restaurant. It rivals South Beach restaurant.
Blows it away.
Exactly.
Like
blows
I said,
it away.
I'm going to say like right now, and this is the buzz going around about Accra. Accra is the next Miami, not of like, it's the next Miami of the world. That. Accra is the next Miami of the world. Yeah. And you have some places where some of the people may not have as much. And I haven't showed you what I can show you. And I've been very open about that I'm not driving right now. I take the public little vans, little taxis and stuff, and I'm taking care of a lot of business other than doing the shows. Right. So I'm in a zone right now. We're getting things done so that we can bust through here to the next level. Right. But when I get wheels on me and the time that I need, I'm going to show you some things that's going to blow your daggone mind. So you may see the local markets, the streets a little dirty here and there, whatever. I'll show you that stuff repetitiously, but there's so much. They got some places here, they got some, man, I'm telling you, in some areas like I was in today by the clinic over there, you walk outside and the restaurants and the boutiques, and you're not looking behind your back to see who's coming. Everybody's cool. You greet them, they greet you. You can walk up to a person and talk to them. They talk to you back. Nobody's looking at you all funny. You have no reason to be homesick. I'm telling you this. No. You realize this is the thing. You realize, look, I was born in Manhattan, Columbia Presbyterian Hospital, raised in Queens, right? I was born in Jamaica. In Jamaica Hospital? Oh no, Jamaica.
No, Jamaica, the country.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, no, I know that. Why did I have a brain fart and ask you that? Like, because I'm thinking like America, right? I said Jamaica Hospital. My mind is working too quick, right? But yeah,
So I figured I had to put my little 2 cents in.
I know. My name is Lance, and I'm 58 years old. See, I got the sticker right here. You know,
no.
The big glasses, the band that goes around. So if you freak out, you're playing, the glasses don't drop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were born up in
Washington Heights.
Wherever. Washington Heights.
Columbia,
Okay.
right across the street from where Malcolm X was shot and killed. Yeah. They just had to wheel him over there. And I was on 152nd Street when that happened. And that was 168th Street. So it was like local stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So that atmosphere, even though I was young, you know, and when you have iconic people like that, and a couple of years go by, that place still has that feel. On a negative level, look at 911, look at the World Trade Center. Even though they built a whole other building for a while, it was like
they might as well have left it.
And I had already left by then. I had left in April of 2001, and this happened in September. But they say it wasn't just something burning; it was a smell of death. The way because you know that's what happened, and people again to talk about that, folks don't realize how many at the Long Island Railroad. You had the PATH train. You had the regular IRT and independent line trains. You had restaurants. You had bookstores. You had all this stuff going on below. It wasn't just like, oh, you just walk downstairs and that's it. No.
Right. I
mean, the weather could be jacked up anywhere else. So you down under there.
It was a whole world down there. It was a whole world down in that place.
Yes. So to realize, and the things they didn't say, you know, but it had that smell of death, and it could have been mental, but I know it was a spiritual thing, you know, because that much panic that it gets so hot up on them floors, and you know you're so high up, but you got no choice because it's so hot. You just run off. Hopefully they're down there with a net or something. You just run off. The one that freaked me out was when I saw 2 people holding hands falling out the building. I mean, look at the trauma that's burning into that physical place. That even if years go by and people don't know what happened, if they're ignorant like that, and they go by, they say, I don't know why I feel that way here. So even when you're out in the woods in certain parts in America, there's so much of our blood that's soaked in the soil. Like they say, strange fruit up in the trees. You little pretty tree. But you say there's something wrong here. It's just something that happens so traumatic. It's like being in a house where somebody was violently killed and they don't tell you, but your kid has that room now. Energy, and they're crying and crying. They don't feel right in that room. I'm not saying there's some ghost in there bothering them. It's just something left there, you know. I mean, it's like when you go to the mall, you run inside real quick somewhere, and you drive to the mall. I'm telling a joke, right? You drive to the mall by yourself, and you don't realize you're gonna run into somebody and come back with you. But before you get up the car, you fart real bad, and you just close the door and run in. And it's a hot summer day, and it's only like 4 minutes to go pick up the thing that you had tailored. You pay them, hey, so, are you good? Can you give me a ride back? Sure, no problem. But you forgot about the fart. Now you go and let him in, you know, and you're on the phone. I'm going to the train. What the hell?
You had to do that, didn't you?
I had to go there.
You had to go there.
I had to go there.
It wouldn't be a live show without it.
Right. We gotta just come out with stuff, right? Maybe somebody like spit their stuff. Like Beatrice Noel, she was we were talking, I said something, and she was drinking on the live, and like and somebody had left a comment when I was saying shave off your head, you shave your weave off and go bald. And so when I saw it, I was like, that's crazy. I didn't mean to do that on purpose, make you spit up your stuff, but it is what it is.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
This is crazy out here. But
this is really nice. So we haven't done this in how long, Brother Lance?
Weeks.
I mean, you did all the talking, but that's okay.
I said before the show, I'm going to crank it up and give some energy. It wasn't like I was trying to cut you off, but I wanted to give you that. You like when we have this high energy. We don't know where we're going to conversation. We're telling 5 stories at the same time. I like it too, because I like to tell multiple stories. And
you're good at that. So
well, I mean, I don't know. I just
is what everybody wants to hear.
Yeah. You know? I just kind of like, okay, let's say when you take the dogs to the park and say, you let them go and they just run all over the place. Well, that's the state of mind I get myself in.
Wherever.
Because, you know, my mind does race that way. And lots of times it's quiet like this. But I'm editing and doing this and changing that and doing the graphics, a lot of hours. But let everybody know that we haven't been doing those kind of shows because it's a tremendous amount of stuff and changes positively that we've been going after a lot. So I always, in the last 2 days, I did one thing for the day. That's like absurd. That's unheard of. At least 3 or 4 things a day. But like I said, when we get to that point, it's going to be well worth it. It's going to be well worth it because everything is coming into focus and whatever. Like I said, my promise, like I said on Patreon, I want to thank everybody for, supporting the channel. Support what we do. Like I said, you can support just for $1 a month. That's it. I'm not because if everybody, it helps a whole lot. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm out here begging or whatever, but it gives me more of a boost to say like, wow, they support me. So I'm working for you. I ain't working for YouTube. I got to give you what you want. You know what I mean? And something different, something unique. I'm not saying there's other people out there that you should support. That's why I say just adopt my ad. Oh, give me this, give me, like we have certain people who are supposed to build schools. I'm not going to say, oh, come on now, that's not enough. So no, because I do this because I want to do it. I would do it if I had nothing coming in. I did it for damn near 20 years with nothing coming in, right? But it's nice to see that, that you feel a certain way. And I will give preferential treatment when you want to talk about something. Say, hey, I get on the phone with you for a little while. You support the channel. The channel's separate from me. I add into it. That's why other guests come and other family come. And it's like, okay. And we have some people that are really wonderful that will be coming. It's just a matter of their schedule because my time is a little more free. Well, not freed up, but flexible. I can say, okay, I'm not going to do this now. But if we get you on, we're going to do it. And it's going to improve. I know it. I'm telling you this. And you can play this thing over, make me sound like a fool. Things are going to get better. We'll be the greatest of all times. I'm going to wrap it down a little while. Empress G, come on, give me something. I know you got something to say because I've been talking the whole show.
No, sir. No. This is not that night. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? This is not that night. I'm just
out of words.
Vibing with it.
You're out of words?
Listen, I am out of words. I am just like, this is really nice just to hear you talk and share your story.
I know you wanted that. And I want to be that guy. I want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I miss it. And sometimes I go so hard in the day. I'll be like, we're going to go live. Just give me a few minutes. And I straight up fall asleep, y'all. I straight up fall. Guys, out. Seriously.
Family, people, listen, I'm trying to get Lance on a schedule, not just his sleeping habits, but also, a real schedule for shows.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
I know.
It's not easy, family. It's not easy, but he's coming along. He's doing better. We're working on it. We're really trying to put together a lineup, not just this here, that there. We're actually trying to put things together where you can expect on a weekly basis. It's almost going to be like a television, like TV program. We're doing programming. We're getting it together. We're getting programming together. So we're under construction. You know how you go to a website and it says, sorry for the look, we're under construction.
Right.
Well, that's where we're at right now. We're doing the work to make it a better viewing experience for all.
Yes, indeed.
And I just want to tell everyone, when you that you won't see us here.
Right.
Because we're not going to do anything now to make it so that we're not on YouTube. We're going to leave all the juicy stuff.
Yeah.
All the juicy stuff will be on LanceScurv.com or on Patreon.
Yeah.
So
because they coming for me. They trying to set me up.
Yes. Right.
Other people get a little smack on the wrist.
Very tame.
If I sneeze the wrong way, I'll get them. It was a foreign curse word or hate speech.
Exactly.
That's right.
Brother Lance, somebody asked whatever happened to the Monday shows. I don't know. Monday shows.
Yeah.
We'll be bringing it back.
Yeah, we're bringing everything back, and it's going to be in a way where you don't even have to check. It's coming. We have a little wrap up, nocturnal interludes, Mr. Political, this, and that. Some people will still be with us. Some people, if you don't see them, they won't be back. Don't ask. There are reasons for everything, right? Like
Right.
I'll only put this out there. Some of us are not what we appear to be. All right. And I'm not going to condone
Right.
anybody who's a fraud. Don't ask.
Right.
If you don't see them, that's what it is.
Right.
Okay. But I don't do drama on this channel. And it's never going to happen. Now, if I want to cuss somebody out, because I want to cuss somebody, I'll do it. But I really don't want that kind of thing here. Right. But that's what it is. So
we don't curse people. We have other ways of doing things.
Exactly. We do things with finesse. I don't go for the knockout all the time in a crude way, swinging and swinging. I'm gonna give you a show.
Right.
I'm gonna chop it up, show you how brilliant it can be. Say, okay, we're gonna knock him out. He's gonna fall in that corner right there. That's when you with skill.
Right.
You know. But this thing is ready to roll. This other one
I know, and I know you're excited to put it up. But guys, we're going to be doing more of these live shows, and some of them will have a topic, because we will plan it. And some of them will just be doing exactly what we did tonight, just coming on to say hi and see all of you guys, and just feel your energies, and
that's right.
know that we love you guys.
That's right. And you'll see,
like that.
you'll see.
Yes.
That's what we do. And the thing is that many people do this, they run their mouth. Yeah. I don't want to do that. I want to show you, but I do throw hints. But I'll tell you my own personal experience that there are many people, for some reason, not just YouTubers, but just people who, I don't try to put it out there that I'm all that. I'm a regular dude who just goes for things, right? We're here and we're in Accra, Ghana. That was unheard of in the minds of many. Man, you're over 50 years old. You ain't going over there, no damn Ghana. You ain't going. So I went on a vacation. Oh my God, you went. But that's all it was. And I hinted and planned. We hinted and we knew. We hinted and did things. We hinted and sold houses. We hinted and left the job. We hinted and prepared here, made phone calls, researched. We threw little hints and be like, Well, one person was like, man, you ain't even got no money for a plane ticket as much as going over there and living. And I had to take this, boom. I had to take this, it's like getting beat by a parent, where not beat, but whipped. Where what you gonna do? Smack them back? You got to take it. It's like I want to say something so bad, but I can't say it. And to go after that and know that it's taken as inspiration, whether you want to do that particular thing or not. That every step of the way, I was fought like for being positive in my age, which I'm a growing young boy, right? I'm 18 years old with 40 extra years on me, right? And but then when the move was made, and like I made that last video 10 minutes before we were heading to the airport, the way to beat the system is to leave it. And I made that, so people say, and when we were on the plane in Atlanta, I had it set up, ready to go. But I wanted to hit the, publish for that particular video before the plane started taxiing. So I had it all set on YouTube and be able to put your cell phones in airplane mode. Okay. Boom. Made it public. Published it. From Orlando to Atlanta.
Man.
And I made that video. The best way to beat the system is to leave it. And I'm in the air. And so we're heading to Amsterdam. Got to Amsterdam. I had people from Amsterdam, like, you have the little GPS thing where they know where you are. People would hit me up on Facebook, like, Scurv, you really in Amsterdam? I'm like, I'm in the airport. I'm not leaving here. I'm on a layover.
Right,
so,
right.
Those people saw it and the word got around. What's he doing in Amsterdam? Somebody, are you going to Africa? I was like, yes, I am.
Wow.
Then we flew down to Accra. And then the very next day, I made a video, No More Stress, which, of course, wherever you live, there's going to be issues and things to trying to stress you.
Right.
But it ain't like America. So there are many people, I was saying all that to say this, there are many people who, they threw their little funny words, they talk with other people. They make it their business to try to discourage you. And I'm not on some old nana stuff. I'm here to motivate you and encourage you. It may not be something that you want to do, but you know, we're going to be bringing in people. And I've been saying that, but I got other things I'm doing where in the group that I joined today that they accepted me in, there's some heavy duty information that we're going to have on private conferences and on some live shows. That's beyond me because I just got here. So I don't know everything. Right. So it's all to help because there are people who are like, man, should they answer my calls? So even I got there, they're like, yo, Lance, been trying to get at you for 2 months. You didn't answer my calls. I said, oh, damn. You know what I mean? So I got his number and he's one of the higher ups in the group. And that's how it slips you because Instagram, Twitter, Facebook Messenger, regular Facebook, group room Facebook, Facebook fan page, text messages, a bunch of different email addresses, WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, and you blip, blip, blip. It's like a thing of popcorn, man. My phone, blip, 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 blip. You fall asleep, you get up, you have all these different things you try to skim through, then you have the dummy spam messages. So I'm gonna miss stuff. It doesn't mean I'm dissing you.
Some days I can't even get upset. Oh shoot. I can't. I'm just like
I gotta always check my stuff. And if I miss an hour of checking, it piles up. And you gotta blow it down again, it piles up. It's like snow in a blizzard. You shoveled it just a little while ago. Look at this coming back again, or weeds when you pull them up. So I mean, I enjoy that and everything. True. And I'm so glad I have to give you your props.
You're built for that. You know, you're built for that.
But
really,
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I do love it. I'm not complaining now. I love it. But sometime in the boxing match, the opponent sometimes gets more punches in. But also, I have to thank you publicly for all that you do because Empress Ella G has access to all things LanceScurv, and she'll like buzz me or something like, Lance, you need to check this email. Yeah, she got the email, she got this, she got that. Ella G, I'll never cross you because you can destroy me. You have access.
I could.
I know you could. I know you could. You know what I mean? I ain't never crossing you. You know what I mean?
I said, you know what? I said that yesterday. I said, I shouldn't have this much power.
I know, for real. No, serious, but because of that, you know, I can call you up and say, no, but I know you're playing. I mean, you know, and very sensitive areas too. And it's freed me up because, look, if I didn't have you doing what you do, I'd probably do like 2 shows a week or something like that. Not that I want to do that. But I'm still running hard and fast and hot with all that you do because I can call you up anytime. I mean, who has that?
Right.
Who really has that? I can call you up 24 hours, reach out to you, and you're right there. So it's truly help. You don't need 1,000 riffraff. You just need one Ella G.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Thank you.
That's right. So you got to give her props all the time.
You ain't lying because you know what, guys? I have my phone a certain way, and I could be fast asleep, but I'll get the text messages, you know, and I'll wake up, I'll look. If it's something I don't need to respond to, I put the phone back down I continue sleeping. Leave it alone till morning. It ain't that important.
I know.
But nah, listen, we talk about this all the time. I thank you for all of that lovely stuff, Brother Lance, but you do need the help. You know, it's not like you don't need the help. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
I do. I do.
Yeah, you do need the help.
I'm like that dude who's been a good guy all his life, but he's been stressed a little bit. And they're like, he all right, but something wrong with him. He needs some help.
Right. Because I mean, you have one side of what you're doing. Mrs. Scurv has the other side of what she's doing. You know,
every day.
We're just
working hard.
Right, every day, exactly.
Working hard. I got the easy part.
Make it work. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And we have this new venture that we're all in together. As We Life says, all we got is us. You know, we're on this new venture, and we're hoping that a lot of you will, you know, come on board. Rome, hey, I hope everything went well for you eventually.
Yes.
You'll be the butler. I know. Romy Rome says you'll be my butler.
Wow.
But you know, on the Sunday and the Wednesday night program, guys, If you can come on and take a look, If it's something that piques your interest, get on board. You know, like I was telling Lance, I feel like a lot of opportunities, I always find myself behind the 8 ball, you know, where I'm either the last to know, or by the time I find out about it, it's not worth getting involved because it's oversaturated.
Right.
I feel like this program, we're on the ground floor. Well, maybe not the ground floor. We might be on the 3rd floor right now.
We're on the ground floor. We're on a step ladder. We still, you know.
True. In relation to how long it's been in America, you're right. We're basically, you know, on the ground floor. So this is where you want to get in, you know. And as you get in this time, great opportunities are there for all of us, you know.
Big time.
And if you have plans for your future, you know, things that you want to do, make this work for you.
Yeah.
As our own melanated people, let's, you know,
Audrey
do what
Barnett.
we need to do to make it work.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. You know, and so take advantage of the Sunday evening and the Wednesday evening shows. Anyone who wants info, please, and I'll put that's perfect. You know, email us at that address. Either one of us will respond back. And I'll send out whatever information you need to have to be further acquainted with the program.
Put it this way. If you email Empress Ella G, you get Empress Ella G. If you email Lance at LanceScurv.com, you get Empress Ella G.
You get Empress Ella G.
I'm there, but I'm saying you get to it quick. Because when the email comes in, both of them, and you're like, choom, quick. You're quick with the draw, for real.
I know.
I dropped the link for the LanceScurv.com, y'all. If you're on a computer, on the phone, go check it out. See the different things we have. They're redesigned
go
and
ahead
everything.
And drop it again, Brother Lance. Just scrolling up, just drop it again. But yeah, you know, anyone who really wants, you know, if you're serious about this and you want to get information, just drop us a line on the email, and I will definitely get back to you.
You know,
I can't promise you Lance will get back to you, but I will definitely.
I'm gonna shock you. You've been looking there. Wait a second, you've been answering the emails.
You ain't gonna shock me, because I always check the sent mail. I said, let me just check this to make sure that he didn't respond. That's the slick way of doing it, right? No, but here's the thing. Because there's a 4-hour difference between the East Coast of the United States and the crowd where I am. Like, say for example, it's 3:40 a.m. for me, but it's a what for you now? 11:40 for me right now. We haven't even hit 12 o'clock yet.
So check it out. If you get an email, we get an email at midnight, I'm asleep. You're gonna get it. You know what I mean? But I don't know how you do it, because I'll get an email 9 a.m. and look to check it, and you checked it already. Like, it's 5 o'clock where you are. You still, you know, you should be still sleeping. Or 8 o'clock in the morning. Say, how is she up? You know what I mean? You know, I wonder if there's more like 10 Empress LGs. I wonder.
Maybe. You never know.
John Jackson, thanks so much. Deo Nature, thank you so much. Eric.
Yes, thank you. Thank you all.
Yes. And so many that I didn't mention. Like I said, it's like that sometime, but we see all the comments, we see everything. And it is what it is. We're just going to keep on with the positivity and sharing things. I'm going to put this video up. I'm going to put it up as a premiere. I don't want to put it up just as a public. I want you all to have the chat room experience with it. That's why I was kind of timing it. So if we end it now, I can put it up at 11:45 or
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. We'll put it up. I'll drop the link. I'm going to tag it up. You won't see it, but look for it. Come to the channel, whatever. Look for it. It's a 20-minute conversation between, you know, some young folks. It's just very animated and very entertaining.
Thank you, Buffalo Soldier.
Buffalo Soldier.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes. You deserve all the props. Trust me. You know. So we're gonna wrap this down right now.
Which email? Beautiful Anna. Lance just put it in there. Lance at LanceScurv.com.
Yes.
That's it. Just Lance at LanceScurv.com.
Yes.
And you will get me, and I will send you an email with links to go and look at the program, due diligence, how the program started. And then if you're interested, you pop us back another email let us know.
That's right.
And we'll take it from there. We'll send you the invitation link and all of that wonderful stuff.
You know, it's funny. Sometime on a hot day, like Africa's hot, right? I love it. It's that rejuvenating hot heat. And you got all this bottled water in your fridge, nice and cold, right?
Right.
And you had one from earlier that, it might be just like from the bottom, a little bit of water, but the water's hot. I'm going to drink that water. Leave that water right there. I don't want that hot water. I'm going to get the cold one. Well, guess what? You drink up all the cold water in the refrigerator as the days go by, and you forget to move that one, because it's like my little office space right here. You forget to move that little one, that little bit. You get so thirsty, you be like,
hey, that's the best water now. That's the best tasting water.
More drop.
Served its purpose.
For real. You scorn it then, but later on, it's valuable to you. Trust me.
Have a good night, Sunkissed.
Yes.
Thanks for stopping by with us.
That's right. That's right.
What do I shout? Like I need to shout to tell people. What am I shouting?
What I'm going to do before I even tag this thing up, I'm going to create the link. I just have to go back and make some more things on it before. I'm just going to drop this link. I'm going to do one more thing here. I got to schedule this thing. This is.
Okay. Have a good night, John.
Before you leave, I'm going to give you the link.
By.
I'll give you the link. I'm going to put it for. I got to put it for 4 a.m. for me, so it's 12 a.m. there. I used to put it like, say, for example, 12 a.m. or 12 a.m., but it's not 12 a.m. and we'll go up for the next day or something and mess up. Okay, the 23rd. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Hold tight, everybody. We're going to drop this link. I'm going to schedule it to pop up young folks at the restaurant, but that beautiful, whatchamacallit at the end where you see the pool, that's where it's at. So here's the link, everybody. It's going to come on at 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. Right there. Yeah. And if not, you'll get the whatchamacallit notification. Hopefully you'll get the notification, right? And
right.
Yeah, you don't see how beautiful the restaurant is until the end. When I turn it around, you see the pool that's right behind us. I gave it away, but
man, I can't get over that pool. I cannot.
And the shot that I gave the pool was only like 10, 15 seconds, because after we finished talking, I took the camera and I just pulled it around. I said, let me show them this, like this.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'm going to go back. I want to go back, like I said, and speak to the owner or whoever, go like early one day when they're preparing and saying, hey, is it possible that I can come back? Because there's a fitness center on the other side of the pool and all the stuff going on. Very classy. I mean, really nice. Upscale.
You wouldn't believe that you're in
because of the,
I don't know why.
No, but
why did I say it like that? Why shouldn't you believe that you're
I know what you mean, though, because of the propaganda. No, I know. You said it right.
Yeah.
Because, you're out there with mud huts and lions and tigers and snakes getting you. Some classy.
Beautiful.
No, I'm telling you.
Beautiful.
Really, really nice. So eventually I'm going to be showing a lot of it's vast out here. I'm going to show you those parts. And when I get to travel to other countries here, like a lot of things we're setting up to go speak and do this and do that. But because of COVID, it should have happened already. There are groups that I've been talking to that we want you to come out and just tell us about United States and why we need to stay here instead of going over there, or whatever. That's the kind of angle, because I'm from there. I'm not going to crap on the place and say it's all hell, but I mean, look, your options and letting people know it's really about right here, because the Chinese are coming and the Lebanese are coming and the Syrians are coming. And a lot of us back up in America, I ain't got nothing to do with their mud huts.
Let's hurry up and buy up the land so they won't have any land to buy. We need to be the ones buying up the land over there. Whatever they're selling, we should be the ones buying it. That's right. Sun-kissed.
So anyway, I'm going to wrap this down.
Let's do that. Anyway, let's wrap it down so that we can all partake in that beautiful video and hear some stuff.
And they were talking some crazy stuff now. I mean, it's not like it's PG-13, but they weren't trashy. It was just fun. And like I said, I was sitting there in the next booth and I was like, I got to get up. I had all my stuff. Say, excuse me, not that I'm in your conversation, but I couldn't help it. You guys are funny. Listen, I do YouTube. Can I come over with my camera? They're like, yes. I was like, good. So I said, I catch this. Wherever I go, whenever I catch something funny or just, compelling or whatever, I'm gonna share it. I promise I'll walk with that camera everywhere I go. Matter of fact, it got so bad that I got to take a leak one night and I had my bag on. I'm like, what am I doing with the camera bag? I'm only in here taking a leak. Anyway.
You're a mess.
You stupid.
You're stupid. You're real stupid indeed.
No, but see, that's when they say it, right? When a young lady, like when you're younger, when she says, you stupid, like she really feel like you stupid, you get on my nerves. When a young lady says, you stupid, she likes you. Stupid, stupid.
Gosh.
I like you, you stupid.
Well, all right. Well, let me say it this way. You stupid.
Yeah, hit me in the head with it. You stupid. For real. Wow.
Ain't no stupid going on, right? Anyways, you're none of the above, Brother Lance. You're none of the above.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's say good night.
Yes.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. And we'll do this again.
Maybe I get up real quick. I got some runs to do. Maybe I'll do a little anthill or something like that. We got more content coming. I have a stack of stuff here. The groceries are packed. I'll be cooking them up and putting them up tomorrow. More stuff I'm going to get. Who knows what tomorrow's going to bring? We never know. And I attack each day with positivity and knowing that we're going to be better off incrementally than we were the day before. So that's what it's all about. But check out that link.
Yes.
It's going to be on in 12 minutes, entertaining young folks, and it's going to it's fabulous, you know. Anyway, much love to you all.
Love you guys. Much love. Much love to you all. And I will be talking to you, Brother Lance. All right?
Definitely. Okay.
All righty. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Much love. All right.
My Lord is I lost my love. They gonna move to the groove. My Lord is I lost my love. They gonna move to the groove. My Lord is I lost my love. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 my Lord is I lost my love. They gonna move to the groove. My Lord is I lost my love. They gonna move to the groove. My Lord is I lost my love.